You have unlocked the hidden level.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to today's stream. It is a Hidden Level podcast once again, and we are here with our co-host, Fuzz Bigfoot. What's up, dude?
Hey, what is up, guys? How y'all doing today?
We got special guest Hacks and Snacks in the house. What's up, Hacks and Snacks?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, what's up?
Thanks for having us.
Yes,
This is
thank you.
First time we've ever had two people in one camera before. It's awesome.
It's
We're
true.
special like that.
It is true.
So, guys, just to reiterate, we will not be looking at people's messages at all during this podcast. We won't even be like knowing that you're here. I'm only messing. We won't be talking to people one to one.
No, wait, don't leave yet.
Don't go away. We won't be talking to people one to one during the podcast. It's going to be podcast format, but ask your questions. We know you're there. We're reading the chat, and we know where all the trolls are. So make sure that you get your questions ready, and we'll have them saved, and we'll ask them later from the guests. So first of all, anyway, Fozzles, what have you been playing recently?
I've been playing lots of Terraria and a little bit of the PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds.
The usual.
Just the huge, yep, the huge.
And Portal Knights as well.
I did try Portal Knights for about 3 hours until the game just could not support running multiplayer. We were having issues around the 3 hour mark. Unfortunately, it was a pretty fun game, and I wouldn't mind like playing it more multiplayer, but it was giving the stream too much issues.
Yeah.
In fact, it crashed my stream at one point.
I saw
That's
you
why
were
I chose not
frustrating.
to.
Yeah, I saw you were very frustrated during it. Ever played Factorio? By
No.
chance? Has Jake had tried to get you into that yet, or has he mentioned
Yes.
it to you? Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. He showed me. Well, actually, he showed me the basics of the game on my stream there on Wednesday. Very fun game, very good stream game as well. A lot of Hidden Level are playing it at the moment. And
Yeah.
I find that it's just a very steep learning curve. That's the only problem with it. Have you watched any streams of it, or?
Yeah. So I mean, I've been told that I would enjoy both Factorio and RimWorld.
Mm-hmm.
Like it'd be along my level, my playing level, and I would enjoy it. And I haven't even thought twice about even trying it. I don't know why. I just feel like both those games seem a little intricate to me, and I think it may be too late to tackle. You know what I mean?
Well, I remember one day last year where you said the same thing about Terraria. Not 100% the same, but you said that it was a very intricate game and that you wanted to become good at it. I remember that last year. So I'm pretty sure within a year you'd be very, very good at Factorio and or RimWorld. But you are right. I have the same problem as you with that game. The other players have had such of a head start that you're trying to play catch up for a year before you get anywhere. And then after you get to that level of the same level as them, they're always going to be more experienced. So I agree with that.
I just don't. So those two games in particular, I don't know. I just don't see. I don't see much potential in playing that game for like a year longer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't know what more they could bring, or what diversity, or what kind of creativity those games can bring, to start pursuing now. And then by the time I actually am really good, how many people are still going to be following the game?
It does have a very niche following, especially RimWorld, and that's because Carnage is really behind the game in terms of its development, and because he's always showcasing the game like once every couple of months, it does seem to have some sort of cult following on Twitch where people do go to that game. So I'd say RimWorld will survive. Factorio will definitely be a YouTube game, but I don't know how long it'll last on Twitch myself, apart from the big guys, of course. So yeah. Any other games, dude?
No. Enough about me.
Let's go.
MC, what have you been playing?
I've been playing Terraria. I've been playing the Binding of Isaac, and then on Wednesdays I just play like a multitude of games just to get some out of the way, or not out of the way, just to get experience in the games. So I played Factorio for a couple of hours. It was a very good game. I also played Dark Souls 3. I spent 3 hours, and I only got to the second boss, and I never beat the second boss. So 3 hours literally in the first area of the game after the tutorial. So God help me there. And we pretty much have been just focusing on Terraria recently, and it's been very good.
You know, I like the fact that you've been playing lots of Terraria. I'm just gonna throw that out there right now.
Yeah, you're very encouraging when I play that game. I love that. So it's cool.
I really love the fact that you've been playing it. I don't know. I kind of feel like finally he's in my corner. You know,
Yeah.
Get away from that geometry dash.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Well, I lost all my Geometry Dash stuff, and I'm not too upset about it, to be honest. I played that game for 400 hours. I got the maximum you could get out of it. If I grinded it more, I could probably get a tiny bit more out of it. But it's like one of those games that no matter how good you get at it, you always feel like you're bad at the game, because you have to go. You can't stay on the same levels all the time. You have to go to the more harder levels, and you have to learn how to do them then. And then once you get good at them, you have to go on to the next level. You're always feeling like
that entire game is like a learning curve. Like you can never get good at it, except like it's reliant on your reaction time, basically, right?
Exactly, and patterns and with music and stuff. So yeah, Terraria has been very good to the channel, and it's awesome to see all the different things and to learn all the different parts of Terraria. Speaking of Terraria, we have two very good Terraria streamers in the house today. And it's not just Terraria as well. Hacks and Snacks. What have you been playing recently, guys?
Yeah, we definitely been playing a lot of Terraria. That was the game we started on. We just thought like it was a great community. Like obviously Fuzzles was like spearheading that community when we were first starting streaming. But we've been also playing some Don't Starve Together. It's Clay makes Don't Starve. They make Oxygen Not Included. It's really good. Survival game. It's pretty taxing. Like it can make you drain really fast. Actually,
in real life.
Yeah.
Not just in the game.
Like I mean, there's a sanity bar in the game. Your character is going insane, and sometimes I relate to that sanity bar a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I had the same effects on that game.
Yeah. So we've been playing Terraria, Don't Starve Together, and that's really what I think. One or two times I played a different game. Just like, oh, Alita can't stream with me tonight. I'm just gonna play some. I think I played Rocket League once. Did I play Rocket League on stream once and Overwatch once? But those aren't necessarily games that we're, quote streaming. We're not going to be doing that a whole lot, at least not for a while. But
yeah, we've been trying to think about what games to get into next, and we kind of got stumped for a while. I think we have some ideas for what we might be moving into, but not for sure yet.
Well, a lot of people are wondering who's Hacks and who's Snacks. So I always wanted to. I was waiting for the last 2 weeks, actually 4 weeks, for you to do your intro.
Kidding. Yep, same here.
And I didn't want to ruin it. So explain to us who you guys are using your cool intro, the coolest intro on Twitch for duos. Put you guys on the spot, and then let us know how you started on Twitch and what games you play. Well, you kind of told us what games you play, but what you're trying to do and what you're hoping for the future then.
okay.
Hey, I'm Ailita,
And I'm Gleam.
and we are the Hacks and Snacks channel.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I technically Hacks and Snacks isn't like I'm Hacks, she's Snacks or whatever. Like we come up with that name just because I'm actually a software developer, and Ailita really loves food. She's like a foodie. So
I
Hacks
identify
is
with
loosely
snacks.
related to software development, and then Snacks is food. So it's kind of like it sort of relates to us. I would be Hacks, she would be Snacks, but we usually just go by our usernames, which are Gleam and
Ailita.
So yeah,
I
there's
did
that.
not know that. I didn't know that you guys were pretty much both Hacks and Snacks. So I just learned something new just there.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, we sort of like are the different halves, you can think of it, like our personalities, but like combined. Our channel is Hacks and Snacks, but we still go by our individual names.
Oh, cool.
Yep. And your question was, remind me again what your question was about our channel.
How you got started and what are you trying to do, pretty much?
Ooh, how we got started. You want to start that one?
Okay. Hopefully, I'll try to keep it shortish. We were both individually interested in Twitch and watching different streamers, and Gleam really got me into Twitch more so than I was like, yeah, I know about it. I'm not very interested. But once I found a few channels that I really liked, for instance, Fuzzles Bigfoot, I was like, oh, wow, this is actually really fun to watch people gaming. And so you've been watching Twitch more steadily than I have, but I have for at least a year or so. And by watching streamers, that inspired us to think, what if we streamed, and not really thinking what would happen if we streamed together, but just like, I kind of want to stream and Gleam kind of wants to stream. And we're like, well, that's crazy. That's, we're not going to do that. What, like, I don't know.
We didn't have the equipment for it to start. And we really didn't have the technical side of it together at first. So, and
you kind of do that initial like YouTube, Google search, like what does it take to start streaming? And you see all these things like take streaming seriously. And like, it's a lot to set up, and it's, you can't just set up a stream and expect to be successful, which is totally true. But also I think we're the ones that would more so be scared away than like, yes, we should do this. And so it took a while of just like, that would be cool. That would be really cool. That would be pretty cool if we stream. And
it was like 3 months of that would be cool, and then eventually, actually, I think it was for Christmas. I got Aelita a new gaming laptop. So I have a gaming laptop. She has a gaming laptop, and we have a streaming desktop. And the plan is sort of merging into our future plans as well. Is our gaming laptops are decent. They're pretty good. They're good enough to play most modern games. But obviously they can't handle streaming and playing those games at the same time, just because their processors aren't built for that. So what we're planning on doing is using our gaming laptops with capture cards on the on the streaming computer. So both going into capture cards and doing it that way. So that way all the gameplay is on the laptops and the streaming is only on the desktop, and it should be golden. And so that buying that gaming laptop for Aelita kind of kickstarted our actual, hey, we should look into actually starting a channel.
Because Gleam was, full-time working, had a lot of stuff going on, couldn't really envision himself streaming. And so he saw that I wanted to stream, and he encouraged me kind of like accidentally, but kind of purposefully, by getting me like a streaming camera and laptop. And I was like, maybe I should do this. Maybe I should just try. And we were finally like, we've said this so many times, we just need to try it. And like, you can't just keep talking about things that you want to do and like never try it. Because if you think it might like be something you enjoy and you just never do it, then you could regret that forever. And so we finally like, okay, we're gonna take this seriously. And part of my work is marketing, and Gleam is kind of entrepreneurial, so we kind of took it seriously going in and like planned a lot of stuff and branding. And when we thought of I was having trouble thinking like, I don't know how to brand my channel because I don't really know like what would it all be about and how would people remember me.
And this is, keep in mind, she was at first she was thinking of like streaming herself, like her stream.
Right. So it would have just been me. And then I thought like, Gleam, are you sure you don't want to stream too? Because I know that's something you are interested in. And he was like, okay, maybe. Like now that you've been thinking about it and brainstorming. And I was like, well, why would like we not do it together? And that's when everything just kind of like zoomed forward for us. And we're like, yes, we're gonna do this together. We were both in it. We're both like super interested. And we came up with our title name, which actually originally came from Gleam's brother, who had started a Google Hangout with him, and his brothers are all like developer techie people. And they had titled it Hacks and Snacks just for fun, because they would eat and talk about development or computers. And Gleam was like, what if we called us that? And I was like, oh my gosh, that's so perfect, because I like love food, and like we have an inside joke with us about snacks and calling everything snacks. And then of course Gleam is like the tech side of it, and yeah, it just really took off. And none of the names were taken on social media or anything, not even a single tweet with that word like Hacks and Snacks. And we were like, this is literally set up for us to get rolling with it. Yeah, so
that has to be my favorite intro to any guest on the channel so far. What do you think, Puzzles?
Yeah, to all you previous guests out there, y'all just got overdone.
That story
that's-
was awesome.
No, it
That was
really
a very
was.
long story.
It's definitely clever. And I'm so glad, Gleam, that she twisted the hell out of your arm to get you
Yeah.
started.
It wasn't that hard.
He's like, ow, okay, fine, Jesus. All right,
It's like,
I'll
oh,
do it.
Yeah,
I'll do
sure.
it.
I guess I could. Oh, I have some graphics I've already designed for our stream.
Yeah, he had graphics done for my stream before their stream. All right, let's put that one into perspective.
Bloody
Yeah,
hell.
So-
I think that was. I don't even know what timeline that part was. I think
So-
we
That
were like
was-
almost ready to stream at that point.
Yeah, so I met Hacks and Snacks, like they really started to make themselves known right at the time that we got partnered over on my channel.
Yeah.
And I was in there doing like a little creative stream, and they both spoke up, and they're like, oh hey, by the way, I might be able to do something for you. I was like, oh, I'm not really too worried about it. And they sent me all my loyalty badges that you see next to your guys' names in my channel. That was actually made by Gleam. So Gleam is the one who really perfected all those little sneakers next to your names. So that's who to thank if you guys have any curiosities about who that was.
It was a publicity stunt.
It was. He was like, he's like, hey guys, I have the perfect inside strategy. I know how to do this.
So how long were you watching
But-
Fuzzles before you spoke up in chat and were like, hey guys, we can help you out?
Probably like 6 months or something like that.
Okay,
Like
that's cool.
we hadn't created our Hacks and Snacks Twitch
At that when we
Okay.
started.
username
Okay.
until like January, was it?
Yeah.
Something like that. But we've been I mean, I've watched Fuzzle's channel for months before that as Gleam, my regular username.
Yeah, I would say probably at least 9 months. I've been watching before. I just lurk a lot. I mostly lurk, and yeah.
That's pretty cool.
We're,
That's really
we're pro lurkers.
And so then we're like, well, maybe we should actually like say things to people so they can know we exist.
Yeah.
Well, okay, me. Gleam is better at chatting in chat, so I just kind of like watch.
We have a lot of stuff to cover today, and I think the first thing that we should do is really quickly go through one game that came out recently. It's a completely indie game, and the only reason why I'm actually bringing it up is because Gleam was saying that you're into like computers and stuff like that. Have you guys heard of the game Dark Net by any chance? Any of you?
I think I've heard of it, but
Isn't it like a scary game?
I'm not.
It's scary if you're worried about the dark web. What do you miss? So it's a strategy puzzle game. Puzzles, not a scary game. You silly. And you literally play as an elite hacker in the net. Plug into cyberspace using viruses, worms, and exploits to steal the data before your signal gets traced. Now, you can do two different ways. You can do VR and have all of it in front of you, like Minority Report, where you can have all the different screens moving from side to side with your hands, or you can do obviously a non-VR version, which is very popular on Twitch at the moment, and it's really, really cool. It's called Darknet, and it's like 10 or 15 euro on Steam at the moment. Yeah, indie developer, came out 2 days ago, and it looks really, really colorful and fantastic. It's just
Are
literally
lots of
you're a hacker.
playing it?
Um,
Like streamers?
they were this morning. Let's have a look. The guys over at where is it? Literally, the publisher is one guy, E. McNeil. He was giving out like tons of copies of it, so people would play it. And yeah, they went over onto Twitch and played it for, I guess, free or whatever. Has a 100% rating at the moment, but that's only because there isn't enough ratings to give it a proper rating yet. And let's have a look, see if there's many people playing it. It's like the same story that happened with Agario, where one guy went on to like 4chan and he was telling everyone there, I'm going to create a game called Agario, and then it just blew up. Very similar to that
Yeah.
in terms of story. No, there's no streams on it.
And some of us rode that wave, right, MC?
Oh yeah, all the way to the bank.
are you guys Agario streamers?
Yeah,
Or
we
players?
we played Agario, Fuzzles and I, for a while. I still remember the day that the two of us were like huge in the game, and and we were telling everyone around us, "Pay your taxes, or you're not allowed to stay on the screen." So they all had to feed us, and then
I never said that.
and then it got like completely competitive, and then Fossils went to Skyrim, I think it was, and I stayed with Agario.
Hold on. First off, that splitting tactical idea was created on my stream.
Oh, yeah?
Right? You guys just took it to a whole nother level.
Wow.
All right. And
That's a
I
fact
played
I didn't know.
competitively.
Mhm.
I played competitively for
2 weeks?
maybe a couple months.
Oh,
before
months.
I finally left. Yes. All right. So you don't.
Okay,
Hey,
guys.
And there was a streamer that also streamed lots of Agario same time I did,
Sterling, yeah.
and his follower notification
Mm-hmm.
was not the audio but the GIF. I'm in a glass case of emotion, and that pissed me off because
And
he attacked me about that, and I was like, dude,
you had a
this is
fight with
full-
someone about this?
I was like, are you serious? First off, you've got 150 followers. I've got 2,000. Okay, I've been here for a lot longer than you have, and I've had this for since day one. Okay, so get out of here.
So,
Get
guys,
outta here.
you heard it here first. Officially, Fuzzles was the inventor of the ball splitter. So
We did.
you can all say
did.
that Fuzzles splits balls.
I mean, I don't know if anybody else knew about it before we did, but we definitely invented it in my channel.
They are the ball
I'm not
splitters.
saying other people couldn't invent light bulbs.
Uh-huh.
Or if they were aware of them before, but people can invent stuff not knowing about stuff, okay?
That's a nice
What
accolade.
we did. Which is
So
what we
I think
did.
that's where the phrase "reinventing the wheel" comes from.
No, not reinventing. Inventing ignorantly, knowing that it doesn't, or that it already exists.
I will
That's-
give you a
that's-
prize of. You want that accolade? I'll give you a little badge.
And MC, if I do recall, I think my channel was dominating in Agario way over
Mhm.
yours at a good chunk of time until you guys, again, like I said, took
Took it
splitting
over.
Timber to a whole nother
Mhm.
level.
And then
So-
after that, then it literally had its own esport for a while, and unfortunately the esport disappeared because there was too much greed involved in the game, and then the bubble burst, and now nobody plays it anymore, unfortunately.
Yep. Well, that's because they put in too many like ads, and they started incorporating things that like they just got greedy. Like it was doing great in and of itself, but then they got too greedy.
Yeah, they got too greedy, exactly.
Yeah. Wasn't Agario sold to like a different company or something?
Yeah, Miniclip, and we affectionately call them Moneyclip because they released a new update every Thursday, and every Thursday was paid skins. It wasn't anything else. So it's kind of ridiculous how they did that.
I wonder how much money they made after buying it. Like if they at least if they at least like equaled out the same amount of money that they purchased for, good for them.
I'd say they
you
made
know?
a lot of money on it. I mean, if you think about it, so many kids paid money to get those skins and stuff like that.
Then a lot of people were connecting their Facebook to it, and oh my gosh.
I know. At least on like the mobile app, they have the integration where you can like watch ads or like you install certain sponsored apps and things like that to get free coins or whatever to buy the skin.
yeah,
So
yeah.
they make change off of that, not necessarily basically so kids can do that without paying money, and they get the ad revenues from that. So I'm sure they make bank on that.
Yeah, they pretty much bought it for nothing as well, which was crazy. But yeah, unfortunately. When it comes to a more important topic, rather than the one new game that's actually coming out that I wanted to mention, what do you guys think of vodcasting on Twitch? If you have heard about it yet, Fossils, have you heard about it?
Vodcasting?
You haven't heard about vodcasting either?
Look, there's been something happening around Twitch lately that I don't know how I feel about it right now. Already as is. Don't bring vodcasting into this.
Yeah, I've seen vodcasting on our dashboard.
Okay, so you have seen it
right now. Yeah, right now I don't feel like we have the time to pre-record something, and put it up there. Basically, we're just gonna. If we did something, it would just be basically a rerun. I don't know if our channel's to the point where reruns are going to be beneficial. So yeah, it may be useful for in the future, but right now I don't really see us using it.
Yeah, so my opinion on vodcasting, and just to give the viewers a little bit of a run through what that is, pretty much a streamer can put a broadcast that's not live into a game section and have people discuss in chat what they're watching. And the problem with that was,
Are they putting it in the same section with the live streamers?
Mm-hmm.
That's so wrong.
So 2 days ago, for example, yesterday, I tweeted out that all the big streamers are avoiding this. It's great that they're standing up for the small guys. And then the first thing that happens was one big streamer, who I won't mention because it's not my business, was top of Witcher 3 with 2,000 viewers, and he wasn't live. And that game is all about getting to the top spot because it's very hard to get noticed in that game. So he just screwed the day out of all of the people who were fighting for top spot in that game that day, and they literally just got pushed down by his vodcast. So it's ridiculous.
Wrong.
And he normally gets like 10,000 viewers, so he doesn't need a 2,000 viewer vodcast.
I mean, I get it. Like, you know, that's 1/5 of his viewership, and that could be another 1/5 of his paycheck every month. But still, like, I think if you want to watch previous broadcasts from streamers, if you don't know who the streamer is and how to find their previous broadcast, they should go into the gaming section and then go to a little section at the very top that says VODs.
Yeah.
Easy day. Good.
Past
You
broadcasts. There it is.
found the super popular guy that's being watched right now. Don't put him in with a live streamer. That's for YouTube, or that's for just some other section of Twitch to put in. Like,
Yeah.
is this what Twitch is coming to?
I think that Twitch needs to make a section for vodcasting. Otherwise,
Like,
it's going to
there's-
affect the small streamers in the games.
Very, very soon there's going to be a section for live streamers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Live streamers and
why
podcasters.
Why are we getting to this point? We should revolve ourselves around live streaming. And if you want to watch previous broadcasts, cool. Just don't put them on the same level as live streamers. That's I don't agree with that at all.
Now,
there's one thing though. I know they start deleting your past broadcasts after 60 days or so. So it could be like, oh, we have these recorded from 3 months ago that I really want to rebroadcast. It's kind of I can see it bridging a gap there where I guess that's really a use case for YouTube though. So definitely have a YouTube channel where you're putting the stuff that you want to save forever. You know, you want to have it out there.
There's definitely a use for it, and it can be great for some streamers, but obviously they need to do it in a way that's not hurting the live streamers and aren't taking it up or confusing viewers that will now actually have to ask, is this pre-recorded?
Well,
like,
that's
is this
the
a
thing.
live thing right now?
People are getting very confused. A lot of people get confused about hosts still. Like if I host someone and they start talking to Fuzzles in my chat, and I'm like, dude, he's over there. Go over to him. People still get confused. There is a way to check if it's a vodcast, but nobody is checking. Well, not nobody, but most people are not checking.
And that's the big problem, because a lot of people who don't know what Twitch is, which there's a vast majority of people who don't know what Twitch is.
Exactly.
If you take a brand new face that goes, oh, what is this website? They click on it, and they go to a vodcast, right? They don't know what they're looking at.
Yeah.
They don't know if it's live or if it's not. And how do they decipher that?
The only way to decipher is when you go into the game, it has in red vodcast next to it. Like it literally, the thumbnail says vodcast, but you're already clicked into it by then. So.
But before, like, have you ever even heard the term vodcast before today?
Yeah, of course. Well, I have. I've been researching this. It's something they announced a couple of months ago, and something that kicked in about 7 days ago. You were about to say something next?
Oh, Alita was saying something.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember what I was saying.
Okay, Fuzzles. You were saying something?
But yeah, so I mean, all I was gonna get at is that the big thing that makes Twitch shine on a pedestal right now is the fact that all these brand new faces that come over to Twitch, they come in, and again, a lot of them don't even know what they're looking at. They pop in and they type in chat, and the streamer responds to them, and they go, "Wait, this is live?" This is crazy, and they go absolutely nuts.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what really just like sells them and keeps them here on Twitch is that experience that
Mm-hmm. One
wait,
to
all
one.
these are live. This is such an awesome website. Again, if you want to post VODs, put them in a different section of Twitch. Don't put them on the same
Game.
plane as live streamers. That makes absolutely no sense. I own a restaurant. All right, people are not going to come there for purchasing of clothes and hats and shoes. Like that should be a full separate section of the restaurant if it's a super popular restaurant like
That's
I
a
don't
good
know.
analogy.
I'm just saying, like, don't put them in the lobby where everybody eats. That's stupid.
There is
I can see.
work away.
Oh, I was gonna say, like, if you're a really popular streamer, really big streamer, and you're gonna have a couple of days off for some reason, you could upload something and have it broadcasted to your channel. But I can see that being helpful without having to put it in the live viewership on top of all the other channels in the live section. Like, I don't think, obviously don't make another section like, oh, you've got live streamers and then the vodcast streamers, but like, don't put the viewer count that say that 5,000 viewer typical guy who's streaming his vodcast, don't put that on top of the other streamers. Just for his followers,
Exactly.
when he's gone.
100%. And a couple of the chat agrees with us, which is great. I find that it needs its own section. I think Twitch are doing a lot of things recently that are consumer friendly, so I think they will change it to have its own section. It was a bit of a silly move by them to have it in a different or in the same game as other live streamers. But yeah, I just think that it's catering to the YouTubers who are coming over. And as Fossil said, people enjoy listening to live footage. However, now it is time for us to admit, guys, that this is a pre-recording and we are not really here right now.
Sorry. And that concludes today's podcast.
That's why we have not said any names in the chat right now. Let's do a test.
We're testing today's vodcast, brought to you by Twitch. We love you.
Jimmy John is in the chat right now, and Jimmy John says there's another cool idea after coming out for Twitch recently, and I love this idea. You guys have been very lucky. You didn't have to suffer like we did, and this is pro-consumer. Twitch have now decided to give Twitch Prime, an equivalent of Twitch Prime, to people or to countries that cannot access Amazon Prime. I think it's amazing. It opens up subscriptions to the world rather than just the 5 or 6 countries where it was available at the beginning. So it's now opened up, and it's absolutely amazing.
So, little I guess experience that I had with that. I was watching Dr. Disrespectful, who is a very well-known entertainer here on Twitch. And it was like 20 minutes of non-stop notifications of a new
welcome to the club.
Slick Club member has a right, and he's like, are my alerts broken? What is going on right now? He's like, I can't even play the game. And everybody in chat was saying, no, they unleashed, Twitch Prime in other countries now. So these were all for 20 minutes straight, constant, back to back to back to back to back, new subs for 20 minutes straight. Just all these new subs coming in from all these other different countries that didn't have Twitch Prime before. Yeah, no, this is almost as big as when Twitch Prime initially came out for partnered streamers. This is huge. Huge.
Is this like Twitch Turbo?
It's like Twitch Turbo with the free sub. Yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry, I didn't mention the payment fee. So it's gonna be $3.99 for the first 6 months and then $5.99 from then on. As far as I know, I can't check it because I've just activated my free trial. So if anyone here hasn't activated their free trial yet, check my numbers, make sure they're right. But there's a discount for the first 6 months, then $5.99 thereafter, with 1 free sub per month that isn't auto renewed. So you have to choose the streamer every month. Okay,
so it's like an extra dollar versus a regular sub, and then you get all the all the Prime benefits as well.
That's exactly it. And
Nice.
I don't know if Twitch Prime charges more. It's actually cheaper for me because whenever I sub to someone on Twitch, it says $4.99 dollars to sub, and it charges me tenner because of taxes, living in a different country from the home state of like where Twitch is from, and from all these different things. So this is actually cheaper than a sub, really, for me, because of without the extra charges. It's cool.
Hey MC, when am I gonna get my new loyalty badge?
In
I'm
here?
at 17 months.
You have to wait another 13 months. Is it? How many months are in 2 years? 7 months.
24?
7 months. Yeah. You'll get the
Guys,
win
not ask
badge.
MC to math for you ever.
Have you
Ever.
Did you see
Are you
by any
sure?
chance? This is off topic now. Did you see my special maths game that I did in the Binding of Isaac the other day?
No.
I had a guy have a bet with me who said, download this mod, it's for mathematics. If you defeat the game, he'll sub or whatever. He didn't have to. And literally, to defeat enemies, you have to do maths really quickly. And I beat the game. I was like, yeah! It's so difficult. Because everything's running around the place in the game. Have you guys, Hacks and Snacks, have you ever played Binding of Isaac, by any chance?
Yes.
I've watched you play it a little bit, but I had not played it myself.
Very
It's-
difficult game at the
Hacks
beginning.
and Snacks, I don't know if it's for you guys. a lot of that stuff inside there is not as appropriate.
Gotcha.
Oh yeah, there is
Yeah,
a lot of
Definitely
inappropriate.
not for our stream.
No,
Yeah.
no. If you're
Like,
PG,
there's
then
there's some weird organs that shoot some crazy stuff at you. Is what I'm trying to get at.
yeah.
Oh,
And
exactly.
yeah, it's weird.
So yeah, it was really difficult because like you have these big bosses and you have to like do say 5 or 6 math equations really quickly, simple math equations, but still very quickly on your keyboard to damage the enemy. It was very, very interesting. So
It is very interesting.
going back again to the Twitch Prime thing, I thought MC said you don't need Amazon Prime. You don't need Amazon Prime to get the new Twitch Prime that's available, for example, in Ireland, Spain, Italy, and all those countries. And that is because we don't have an Amazon .ie, for example, or .s, what is Spain, SP or whatever. So that's why we don't have Amazon Prime and we don't need Amazon Prime. A few people asking in the chat, are you guys PG-13 Hack and Snacks? Are you PG?
We haven't really defined like PG-13. I mean,
Yeah, it's hard to say, but we basically say right now that we're as family friendly as possible. So probably one of the more like closest to G, but not really, because I mean, Don't Starve Together is a little bit scary.
yeah, I mean,
Depends on
Terraria
how
has
you
dismemberment
define it.
when you die, like your
Yeah.
head flies off. So I mean, that's not exactly
Yeah,
G,
but basically,
Actually-
like everything we say is always very clean, and the games we play, definitely like the game you're just talking about, would never be something we would stream on our
I mean,
channel.
we moderate our chat as well to be that way as well. So
Yes, yeah, we have lots of rules.
It's basically to the level of we could say anything, and your parents can walk in at any time
Mhm.
watching the channel and go, "What are you watching? What is that?
I'm watching
Well-
Hacks and Snacks.
What did I just hear them say?
Exactly.
What did they
Yes.
just
it's
say?
actually
Shut that off
a
right
really
now.
good point.
Shut that off right now.
That's the way Millie is as well.
What's her
so-
name? Hacks and what? Shut them off.
Are they hacking?
We're
Are they hacking
so
heads off?
appropriate.
We should definitely go to Millie about that. He didn't. Does he know that there's dismemberment in Terraria? He shouldn't be playing that game. He shouldn't be playing any video game except for
You
Barbies.
can turn the gore off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You can turn
I
the
don't
gore
think
off.
we
wonder-
would take it that far.
I wonder does Millie
it's
have
already,
that?
I mean, you scale it down to 720p, you can't really tell anyway.
Yeah,
So.
Yeah.
You can't see the head flying off or anything.
But
So,
you
yeah,
know those. You know those parents would be like, "Go play Call of Duty or something." Right?
Yeah,
Turn
play
them
GTA.
off. Go play Call of Duty.
play GTA instead.
Right?
Go on.
Yeah.
Go play with your friends online.
We're
And what
probably
I
a
mean-
lot
Yeah.
more careful than most parents even care. So
That's really cool. That's really cool. Chad, if you have any more questions, make sure you put them in. These are some really good questions and questions that we wouldn't even think to ask our guests about their stream. Is there any news for us from you, Fuzzles? Do you have anything in the pipeline coming up or anything like that?
News. Yeah. Of course. Less than like 3 months from now, I'm gonna be full time, guys.
Nice.
woo,
Nice.
Full
Congrats.
time. It's gonna be like I think it's gonna be less than 3 months. I
Okay.
think it's like just under less than 3 months.
Okay, time is
And
gonna
I will
fly.
be full time. I'll be in the full swing of things. I'm going to be making some big moves. I reserved a TwitchCon ticket as well as a spot to stay in Long Beach, California.
Nice.
So I'll be seeing a lot of you guys in California if you guys are going to TwitchCon.
One in the chat if you're going to TwitchCon, guys. I think we have a lot of Europeans in here at the moment.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's a good long flight for us.
Where, if you don't mind me asking, you guys are Eastern, correct?
Yeah, we're southeast.
Southeast. Okay. All right. So I see no one's going to TwitchCon in chat. That's definitely
One-ish.
great participation, guys.
Yeah, great. You love Twitch.
Brought to you by today's vodcast.
Well, after listening to us about hammering Twitch for the last 4 podcasts in a row, I think that there's only like 2 people in there that want to go, and that's Maddie and Zip. So at least we have 2. There's a couple of questions for Hacks and Snacks as well, and that is, what is your current setup, computers, screens, mics, etc. Just in a nutshell, guys, what are you running at the moment? You want to run the 2 laptops, 1 computer setup, but you don't have that yet, do you?
We're working on basically the last pieces of it are capture cards. So we have a Elgato HD60, but it has actually a 1 to 1.5 second delay. So that's not going to work for our main gameplay. Right, we're trying to get both my gameplay and Aelita's gameplay on at the same time, obviously. So having kind of like in the bottom left corner, having Aelita's gameplay or my gameplay, whichever we decide, having that 1 second delay is not a big deal. But we do need to get, we actually purchased a HD60 Pro, which is the PCI version. So there's no latency on that. It's you can actually play it directly through it. You can watch it live and it doesn't really seem that delayed. So it's nice. But there's actually a driver issue with our current motherboard. We did upgrade some pieces of our setup, the desktop that's streaming. We have a new motherboard. We have some new RAM. We used our power supply, and obviously a new processor.
Those upgrades were mainly so that we could get my gameplay on the screen at the same time as Gleam's. And so before, that was our initial intention coming in as dual casters, wanting to have both our gameplay showing, but we couldn't because of our setup. So recently we made some upgrades, and that has allowed us to actually have a bit container on our screen. Which
that's really cool.
The bit bucket is a surprising amount of resources. But in case anyone was wondering, it's a Ryzen 1700 processor. We heard that the multi-core on that is actually really good for streaming, and we're not going to be using it much for gameplay, so that was kind of the way to go with that. Our mics are budget mics. We got them for like $30 or $40 on Amazon. We have a few mixers that I have a personal mixer for Aelita. It was like $30. I have a mixer with both of our mics and some other stuff coming in. It was like $75. So nothing like really, really crazy, but
that
nice
makes
budget.
a difference when we're streaming. So yeah.
Your guys' audio, your guys' video, the stream overall, and your guys' interaction is very high quality. I love your guys' stream, and I love how welcoming your guys' presence is, and how easy it is to just connect with you guys and just engage with you guys. I think you have a fantastic stream here on Twitch.
Thanks, Puzzles.
thanks. It means a lot.
Yes, it really does mean a lot to hear.
And you as well too. And that's why we were attracted to your channel too. Is like the way that you interact with your stream, with your chat, and you do have a high quality broadcast. So that's why we stuck around.
Thank
Love is
you.
in the air.
I appreciate it.
You should definitely all go to TwitchCon together.
We should. We should all be roomies in the same hotel room. And then we'll stay up till like 3 in the morning.
And
Like,
tell
drinking lots of
scary
Mountain Dew.
stories.
Yeah.
I don't think Aelita would be wanting to take part of that, but
Oh my god. So any
Hey,
questions
MC.
for us, guys? Go on.
I have a question for you. Actually, I have questions for both of you. So it's so hard to like follow now with like things that are happening on the non-partnered side. because there's so many new things that I keep seeing popping up on the dashboard, the Twitch dashboard. Hacks and Snacks, is there a stats section for you on the dashboard?
Ooh.
Yes, there is.
You did get that.
That came up in the last few days, wasn't it?
I think it came up within last month, I believe.
Oh, really?
But-
Okay.
But
Time goes by fast.
yeah, it does. What do you guys think of this new stats section?
Oh, I like it.
Yeah,
I think it's important. From like a marketing perspective and measuring success and seeing where you can improve, it's very helpful.
Now, I personally believe that this has always been here, but it's very user friendly now. You can't misread this.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You cannot misread this. This is point blank, bam, this is your information. Instead of you kind of trying to click around like going, but I look, this is not the information that I want to see. I just want to know.
Yeah.
And then you're trying to like find your information. This is so easy.
Mm-hmm.
I love this.
Yeah.
I love this.
I think the stats page has been improved massively, and I love the way it's in real time as well. So it doesn't take like a few hours to update or anything. Even YouTube, for example, takes 24 hours to get you a proper stat. This is in real time. So if you click on your stats, it's pretty much recording you right now, and it's the graph is going up and down throughout the minutes of the hours. So it's really, really good.
So I used I used a website called Twinge for the longest time to kind of like track my stats.
Mm-hmm.
But the only downside to that, because Twinge is very good, like it's actually got very, very, very in-depth information like this, probably even a few steps further. But the only downside to that website is it only starts tracking your stats when you hit a minimum of 15 viewers for that particular broadcast that day.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
It's more so for the people who already have kind of established communities that hit averages of over 15 viewers per stream, or else the stats will just not be recorded. Which also kind of throws off the stats too, because you start on a pedestal, you know what I mean? You don't start at 0. You start at 15, and then all the information bases it, based at around 15 viewers at minimum. So if it takes you an hour to get 15 viewers, it just didn't record a full hour of your stream.
That's very interesting, actually, how that works. And Twitch does that too with the chat. You have to reach a certain amount of lines in the chat in order for it to give you your chat usage for the day. And most of the time, you won't even get a graph, because if you don't have 10,000 lines in the first hour or two, you're pretty much not getting a statistic. And that means you have to be like fucking co-carriers or someone like that to get 2 hours, 10,000 lines of chat. It's crazy.
Say Co-Carnage again.
Co-Carnage?
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Say fast.
Co-Carnage?
Okay. All right. Cool.
Okay.
All right. Anyways.
Hey, say Tuesday.
Tuesday.
I love the way you say Tuesday. And the funniest one is stupid.
A lot of the Southerners would say Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Wednesday. Thursday.
I don't know about that. It's Tuesday here.
Oh, just shut down.
Hey, that's the Southeast, okay? We're talking about the South.
The deep South.
We're talking about the South.
Tuesday. I used to say stupid, like the American way of saying it, and then everyone was like laughing at me.
Like the Americans say it.
Like the Americans say it, like in American.
That's very broad.
So say stupid.
None of us have different accents. We're all the exact same.
Say stupid.
Stupid.
Say stupid, guys.
Stupid.
STOO.
Hold on. Gleam, go ahead.
Stupid.
Ilita, go ahead.
Stupid.
There is a difference there between those two. Okay, I heard it.
It's like, you actually say it like a European.
It's like stupid.
Stupid. I'm having a stew. Pit.
Well, she's probably just thinking about it too much.
I'm probably too much. No, I'm like second guessing. I hear MC say it. I'm like, no, that's how you say it.
My dad says stupid as well, and I for the longest time in school I'd always say stupid, and then everyone would be like stupid, and I'm like, no, I have to change it to the Irish way, stupid. It's hilarious with the extra sh in there. Stupid.
Stupid.
Oh god.
Hey, this is a stupid conversation. Let's.
This is a stupid vodcast. We should definitely be doing some live cast.
Yeah, this is a stupid podcast brought to you by Twitch. We love you.
You should definitely do the marketing for Twitch.
In a world where broadcasters can broadcast live previous videos.
In the game that they didn't play.
Do you guys want to just watch and not interact with the live stream? Well, now come on over to Twitch. That's the majority
YouTube.
of the day now. Yeah, right.
Right, we have one question ready. It's not for
Yeah.
all of us though yet. Any of you guys have any questions for all of us? Put them in the chat as well. We're going to start taking questions. Where do Hacks and Snacks envision their stream going in the future? Plans, hopes, and dreams.
I guess I'll start, and you can, if I miss something, you can
Yeah, that
fill
sounds
in.
good.
So we want to take it as far as we can go. We didn't get into streaming being like we have to become partners. We have to do this full time. I'm going to keep my job. I don't foresee us getting to a point in Twitch where I would, one, want to quit my job, and two, be able to probably. We're sustaining ourselves with our work, and I think that's gonna continue. But we definitely want to continue streaming for as long as we can, and see how our channel can grow. We want to see it grow to as big as it can get. Obviously, like life situations will change. Like if we start having kids or something, that's going to change everything drastically. We're not sure how that's going to work, but we want to keep streaming. We want to keep it going. See how far it goes. It's not definite. We have to become partners. That's our only goal with Twitch. Or like we want to become sustain this income so that we can quit our jobs. Like we're not aiming for that. We just want to have fun. We want to build our community and see how far it goes.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think one of the things initially, like after the very, very first time we ever streamed, we finally did it. Afterwards, admittedly and honestly, we felt guilty and bad. Like we should stop streaming because we realized like this is a time commitment. This is a money commitment. This is going to take a lot of work, and just like we were taking it too seriously. And we actually had a conversation with siblings and one of your brother, okay, and he had encouraged us like, you guys are taking it way too seriously. If this is something that you want to do and you're enjoying and you want to keep doing it and it's something that you could be excited about, just do it. Like, don't worry about how it's going to pan out over the next several years of your life, or what exactly, like how every little detail is going to work. Like if you're enjoying it, keep doing it. You don't have to think everything out. And so we were like, that kind of released us, and we were like, oh, then we love it. Like this is great. We want to keep doing it. Once we released ourselves of like, we have to become partners and we have to give up all these things to do it or something.
Essentially, he said, if you build it, they will come. That's what he said.
And so we, I mean, and since
Great
we started
line.
streaming, we've seen like a steady growth, and we like what we're seeing so far, and it's been really fun for us. So as long as we're enjoying it and people are enjoying watching us, we want to keep going and keep improving our stream. And we do set goals, and we do, it would be awesome to get to a place where we could be partners. I don't necessarily know that we will apply and do it, but I mean, we want our channel to be healthy and we want it to grow and we want to build a community. So anything that can improve our channel, we're going to be trying it.
I feel like if it doesn't get to the point of partnership, then our channel stopped growing. So it's kind of like built in, I guess.
Interesting. Anything you want to mention on that, Fossils? I have a couple of things I'm going to say.
No, I actually had a long conversation about this just the other day on my stream. Somebody asked me, do I stream for money? And it was a very intricate answer that I gave everybody. It was like a 15-minute long conversation about that.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Is it a vodka? Is it not a vodcast?
Brought to you by
We love you.
We love you.
That's one thing. If you want to do it on a different level, then because I'm doing this full time as a job, I kind of treat this as like my old shop in terms of a job. And there is, in a shop, for example, between a certain amount of the time in the day to another certain point in time, you have your quiet periods, you don't have as many customers, it's nice and calm, and you get a lot of work done. And then later on, then you have your rush hour, you have your lunchtime, you have your busy spell, and then kind of later on in the day when you're about to close up, it kind of gets quiet again. Same with Twitch in a way. You have your you build your up, and then you kind of have your peak, and then you kind of slowly move down again for the rest of the day. It's like a pyramid. And the way you should run it is, don't be always stressing about everything, and don't be trying to force, this is only my opinion, of course, don't be always trying to force yourself to like bring people in. As you guys said, if it's there, they'll come, and that's it. They'll pop into your stream, you talk to them as much as you can, and you're not trying like to stress yourself out over numbers, you're not trying to stress yourself out over money, and build a business up inch by inch. Lay the foundation first, then have a little bit of a house on top, and then start building yourself up as you go. It's just the best way to do it. It's kind of like Twitch is more of a marathon than a sprint, in my opinion. It takes a long time for anything to happen. It takes a long time for changes to happen to your stream in terms of growth. And you are not competing against anyone else. You are literally your own little spot on Twitch, and you're playing games to further your luck on Twitch as well, because it's all about positioning and just good timing. That's what Twitch is.
Yeah.
I gave a little spin on streaming for money and how that creates a lot of greed, and people see that after a couple weeks. Even I mean, if you can play it well, they will notice it. Even after a couple months, they will see it. As well as being selfish. Like if people have the mindset of, well, I want to stream and I don't want to share my community that I built with anybody else. Like, these are my viewers, and if I bring them to somebody else and they become their new favorite, then they're no longer mine. So why would I ever do that?
Ownership.
And that is just the absolute wrong mindset to absolutely have. So,
I love when that happens, when you see someone in someone else's channel and they're like modded or something like that, and they don't hang out with you anymore, but you don't think to yourself that 2 or 3 people from that used to hang out in that other channel are with you. It's like, it's not, you don't own the viewer, you don't own the person. It's literally you're, as Clowntown always says, you are growing the pie, and the pie and the pieces of the pie get bigger and bigger the more people you bring into Twitch.
Yeah, and what I always encourage is, if you don't like me, awesome. There are over 1 million other live streamers here on Twitch that you can go follow and make your new favorite. That's the beauty about Twitch, is how many broadcasts that you guys have available to you at your fingertips to go find. It's inevitable that you're going to find that one person that you are absolutely attached to and love.
Exactly.
I just may be a stepping stone. I may be the stepping stone that you've been watching for the last year, just to find that one person that you actually do want to find. And that's totally okay. Thank you so much for the support and the love that you've shown me in the meantime.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
That's 100%. That's 100% true. And there's always a streamer that you'll get along with. And my philosophy on Twitch is never to worry so much about the random passers-by. You're looking about the people who are in there every single day helping you out and talking to you, getting to know you. And if they have to move on someday to another stream, all well and good. You're going to have another person come in. So it's all good. It's all good at the end of the day. So I think it's time.
Hey, I don't like your mods, MC.
Yeah, most of them, like,
I don't like your mods. Okay, I'm just gonna say that right now.
That was hilarious earlier.
You and I have a problem, and it's your moderators. Okay, if you don't get rid of them, I'm getting rid of them.
I love the way, Fuzzles, you were talking to Steve and Jorg about 2 months ago, and they had the swords, and you were just la 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 la. And today you were like, "You're a mod."
No. I've known Steve had a sword for a long time.
You were already joking. I know. I'm gonna mess.
I legitimately did not know York had a sword.
Ah, okay.
Like, I think it had to deal with like you saying, "Hey, you know, this may be your first broadcast being a moderator, so you know, good luck with that. You know, you have fun."
Oh yeah.
And it kind of made me rethink. Like, wait.
Was he a mod before? Or yeah, I understand.
I actually didn't even notice the sword next to his name this entire time. I was like, wait, York, wait, you're a mod. Oh my gosh, congratulations! You know, I just didn't really didn't dawn on me.
It's interesting, actually, that this is a compliment for Jorg, really, but one of the reasons why you wouldn't notice him as a mod is because he has a very commanding personality as it is. Even the name, Jorg Schroven. I can't pronounce his name.
Can you do that again for us all?
Jorg Schroven.
You could be a game voice character.
I wonder who I'd be.
Named-
Probably in
named
ukulele.
Jorg.
Jorg. I am Jorg, and I drink
Schroven.
my ale. I am a Viking.
Beware my little green dagger.
I'm a little leprechaun.
It's a white dagger on a green background. Fuzzles, get it right.
Oh my god.
Hey, I bet you can make a better moderator sword.
I bet I could.
Actually, you can change the color of your sword now. You just can't show it to other people. Like Jorg has a special sword that he can see, and he changed the color of it and how it looks and stuff like that. But unfortunately, we can't see it. It's not. You can't portray it.
I wish they were hammers.
Yeah. Although we have a hammer, and we made the hammer ourselves. MC Games J in the chat, guys.
Right.
That's pretty much our hammer, because she banned someone today, like, instantly, and it's like, dude, if it was anyone else, it would be a timeout, but this was a permaban just instantly. It's like Joanna's like crazy. She's like bang, bang, bang.
My channel's very unique in its own way and how my moderators and I think. Like, I had somebody come into my channel the other day, and I'm not gonna say anything specific, but like, they were just typing one word each time, just nasty words, just bleh,
Yeah.
bleh,
Yeah, I saw that.
just over and over and over, and I was like, man, if you get original, like, I'll respect you, cool, man. Let's bring out the true character in you. Like, how are you doing today? What's going on, man? Like, why? Like, let's understand the person behind these words and why
Behind
they're
the
doing this.
blah, 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 blah.
But and it's people like that like I really just could care less about, that just want to do that. And if somebody comes in and starts just attacking me with all these randoms, I'm like, I really could care less. If you want to come in, have at it, dude. I'll be your target. I'll be the guy that you want to just release on. I don't care. Have at it. Until they are derogatory or until they type my chat, then I'll speak up. But I'm like, let's try to understand this person behind all these words. Like, what's the deal, dude? I'm here for you. Let's talk.
Yeah,
right,
I'm your psychologist.
Stop for a second. Stop typing the stupid stuff and talk. Let's talk about this.
And
What's going on?
after the speech that you give them, they're like blah 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 blah.
They're like big girl boobs, and I'm like, okay, man.
God,
whatever.
just get out of it.
Like, come on, dude.
Oh God.
What are we? 5? Come on, man.
Yeah. It's hilarious.
Puzzle's
Anyway,
trying to change the world, one viewer at a time.
One viewer at a time.
It is. Hey, trying to. That's change. It's change, guys.
Let's change together.
It's change.
That's off-cam puzzles, dude. Oh God.
I'm actually making YouTube videos of changing usernames on the internet. Changing usernames one word at a time. It's great.
So
Y'all don't know this yet.
Hacks and Snacks, do you have any questions for us? Since our chat isn't asking any questions today, how dare you guys?
I wasn't really prepared. Let's see. If you guys think of anything to ask, jump right in.
By the way, if you don't have any questions, it's perfectly fine too. You don't have to.
If you don't mind me asking, how old are both of you guys?
Are we giving that information?
We give a general range.
That's totally fine.
No, it's fine.
I'm gonna guess mid-20s.
decade.
That's what I was gonna guess.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Sure.
Mid-20s.
Yeah, we'll
All right,
say that.
sounds good. Perfect. MC's an old guy, by the way. Very old.
Mm-hmm.
In fact,
80.
he dyes his beard blonde every morning just so he doesn't show
Well, it's more
the
ginger
white
than blonde.
wisdom
Yeah.
behind
Gandalf
his
the Grey.
beard. Speaking of Gandalf, Maddie K USA, I had no idea, has the most amazing Gandalf impression I've ever heard in my
impression.
life.
Oh,
Awesome.
we missed it.
Next time you guys are there, ask for a Gandalf, please.
We'll ask for Gandalf.
Totally will.
Ask for a Gandalf.
That
Fantastic.
sounds so wrong. Oh,
We're
God.
coming, Maddie.
Yeah, we were watching Maddie a little bit last night, and I must have missed. Did you get the Gandalf impression last night?
I did, yeah.
You missed it.
Yep.
For someone who you guys stream East Coast, and I always miss your
Mhm.
streams because it's too late for me. But also, Maddie also streams very late. Is Maddie PS? He's not. He's East Coast, is he, or Central?
I believe he's Georgia.
Okay.
I believe, right, Maddie? Georgia.
What time zone is that?
So that's definitely Eastern,
Okay. And I'm still missing it all.
I think.
He has a badass
I'm not
astronomy
sure if-
channel. Did you know that?
What's that?
He has like a badass astronomy channel. Did you like on a different website? If you didn't already know that. If you're into astronomy.
I know that he's like real. He's seems to be a brilliant astronomer. Like he was in our chat. We're talking for some reason. People were talking about like the universe and like expanse and like we can never know things
yeah.
and like the future stuff like what's going on in our chat for some reason.
And
And
we're like,
Maddie was setting him straight. He's like, actually, that's not true. We don't know that. Or yes, we know that. What are you talking about?
I think if Matty K USA knew what was good for him, he'd make a YouTube channel about astronomy and do the entire each and every YouTube video with a Gandalf accent talking about astronomy.
Good idea.
He would blow
That
up
would be-
completely.
Do it.
Fantastic.
Night Skies
I
Network.
think you have a good YouTube channel there if you want to take that at Medicaid.
Exactly. That's 1 million subs at minimum.
The next Brian
First year.
Cox.
Guaranteed.
First year.
Thank me later. You're welcome.
So I have a question for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
We're about almost 4 months into streaming. If you think about you guys when you were about where we are, what advice would you have for yourself, or what would you tell yourself about 4 months into streaming?
You go first.
Do you know what a
Fozzles.
Gario is?
Oh, is Agario so big? Trick splits. Come on, let's go.
Heroes. I can answer that question first if you want to think, Fuzzles.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I actually kept a diary for the first 2 years of my streaming.
You still do.
Nice.
I haven't written into it in a while, but what I do is for every sub we read out a paragraph of the diary back from 2 years ago, and we're literally just around the 3 month, 4 month mark now. So I'm already giving myself the advice like earlier today when I was reading it out, and the advice that I was giving myself was pretty much stay focused on kind of like your niche and don't get overwhelmed with the amount of games on Twitch, because there's so many games that won't do you any favors. Actually, 99% of them won't, and then there's 1% of games that you could probably slot yourself into, and with a bit of work you could grow in. So Terraria is perfect. Don't Starve Together would be a very good one as well. And then you mentioned Rocket League. That's very what's it called again? It has too many streamers in there at the moment. I wouldn't recommend that.
Saturated.
Overall. Saturated, that's it. Or the top 10 games on Twitch like Dota, League of Legends, all those games. You're drowning in streamers. So there's too much variety there. Whereas if you have
I think there's more streamers than viewers in some of those games.
That's true, actually. You can load more infinitely to see streamers. So that's a very good point, actually. So for example, Terraria has more, I keep saying this, than just the viewers. It has the other streamers as well. They're very, very helpful. Everyone helps each other out in the Terraria community in one way or another.
Yeah.
The DST community, not so much, but I love the viewer and the community in that game. They don't overwhelm you. Like in Terraria, for new streamers, you get overwhelmed with advice. People are telling you, go this way, go that way, buy this, get this, make sure you get this from this person, blah, 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 blah. In DST, people will help you out, but they'll help you out kind of more calmly, where they'll tell you, maybe in the next 10 days you should do this if you have the ability to do it, stuff like that. So it's a really good community to be in.
Or like, why haven't you done this yet? I'm like, because I didn't know about it. Thanks.
Didn't even know about it. I'm going to do it now.
Yeah. I guess to kind of piggyback off that same statement that MC mentioned, in my opinion, now I know this is across the board all the same, but with Terraria in particular, that audience I think makes the most sense. And what I mean by that is, if you have great quality, if you got great audio, and if you have great interaction with chat, it is impossible to fail gaining a community in that in that channel. It is impossible to fail. People will recognize the quality that you provide, and they'll be there and hang out with you.
And do you know one reason why I think that is? And that's because it's very hard to make that game look boring. I've noticed that I can't play like games like City Skylines and stuff, even though I'm interested in those type of games, because I make it look so boring, and I'm bored myself. Like, I'm boring myself at the game. How would the viewers feel? But Terraria, for some reason, always has that action. Even if you're just going around killing mobs and talking to the chat, you're actually doing something, and it's
and the funny thing is, it blows my mind that there's not more streamers there. It blows my mind that like streamers are like, anybody who wants to grow on Twitch, go to Terraria, because we'll stay way out of your way so you can gain all the viewership that you need to take them elsewhere. You know what I mean? I think Terraria is fantastic about that.
I found the community like not just welcoming to us, but like really excited that we're streaming it. Like, the fan base for Terraria is so dedicated. Like, they would watch you sit there and fish and be like, yes, like someone is streaming this game that I love. I'm going to watch it. I mean, the fishing could be a little more boring, but still people just love watching that game. And I can't really explain it other than it's a great game. We enjoy playing it, and it makes sense. There's fans like that just really want to see it.
And people love
It
fishing
also helps.
in that game.
Yeah. It helps that the game can be played on pretty much anything.
Yeah.
So there's so many people that played it and want to watch other people play it.
Yeah.
And it's so easy to get good on Terraria YouTube as well. I mean, even small guides or maybe small gameplays, they do very well on YouTube. It's just it's like a gold mine waiting to be like pickaxed.
Yeah, and no one's there occupying it. Yeah, it's fantastic. I like it. So if I were to give any advice, find gaming channels like that provide and allow for growth, not just through luck and by the tiniest little onesie twosies that you might get like every week. Yeah. Terraria is like just a gaping hole that for people to fall right into your channel. You know what I mean? They will stumble in, whether they like it or not. They'll do it.
Actually, RimWorld is very similar to what you just said, Fuzzles. You'll have 2 or 3 good days and 2 or 3 horrible days. It's like there's no consistency. It's always you're doing so well or you're doing so shite with that game, because it depends who's on at the same time as you. Whereas in Terraria, there's always a niche or a little spot you can get in the streams. So it's very, very good. I do want to talk to you more about like the games themselves, DST in particular, but we do have a couple of questions that we have in the chat, so we'll get through them first. First one's from Guava. Go on.
Before we go any further, one more little piece of advice. Network.
Oh, yeah.
Network. All right. Get to know the people around you. Get to know really good streamers. Not just good streamers, but streamers that also care about you and your growth as well. People that recognize support given will give support. And if people do recognize that and don't give support, those are people that you want to stay the furthest away from. Those are the people that must be recognized and seen for who they are on Twitch, as far as in it for themselves, don't care about anybody else. You don't want to channel people into a source like that, because typically their character is also a little
off.
It's a little toxic as well, and can be also a little brainwashy too. I've seen that many times in my days.
You got to network. You got to network politely as well, though. Just a couple of pieces of advice in my experience is. Just a couple of specifics, actually. If someone asks you about your stream in someone else's channel, always good to just say to them, let's not talk about it here. Let's enjoy the streamer that we're actually watching. Or when you're leaving, don't say, I'm off to stream, because that'll cause bad networking as well. Actually, the best way to network in someone's channel is for them to not even know you're a streamer for a long time, because you are literally making a friendship with them, and then all of a sudden, wait a minute, you stream? I didn't even know that. And it happened recently with me. Yeah, it's a fantastic feeling. It happened with me. I was always talking in this guy's chat, and he didn't know I was a streamer at all. And then one day he just clicked on my name out of nowhere. And he was like, oh my God. And then he was in the stream the next day talking, and he has like 2,000 or 3,000 viewers as soon as he boots up his stream. So he's a big streamer. It was so cool to have him in there. We were all chatting. And the best thing about it was when he was in our chat, I wasn't nervous or anything because I'm so used to talking to him. So it was really good.
Yeah. That's awesome.
That's cool.
So next, did you have anything else to say, Fozzles? About that?
No.
Okay.
No.
Guava asked the question.
I mean,
No, you guys, go on.
I was gonna say we kind of experienced that from Fuzzles being so welcoming to us. Like when he found out that we streamed, we didn't expect anything from him at all.
Mm-hmm.
But then all of a sudden he like hosts our channel, and then all these viewers come in, and it was the craziest thing as little streamers to have like someone notice us and then come to support our channel. Like it's such a treat for a small streamer like us, and like I can't wait until we could, maybe one day do that for someone else. But it's definitely like making connections with kind and like streamers that actually want to branch out and not just keep to themselves.
Fuzzles, honest answer to this now. I have a question for you. I can't, because I'm asking a question, I'm not going to answer it myself. When you do that for another stream, go into another stream who's in your chat, aka Hacks and Snacks, do you get that feeling that you are like helping out another streamer as a big streamer on Twitch, or do you forget that you're the big streamer, that you're a bigger streamer, and just go in and say hello and stuff?
I don't consider myself a big streamer.
Mm-hmm.
I do think at this stage of the game, I can help a bit more than most.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever I could swing all this weight towards somebody, it's typically very positive, and very helpful. I think also it depends on the streamer themselves too. Like I feel like I've maintained a lot of my integrity whenever it comes to like shouting out people and only providing people like redirecting them to like good streamers and good
not just
quality
random
streamers.
people who come in and say I'm a streamer or whatever.
Yeah, so I feel like I've maintained a lot of that integrity whenever it comes to, kind of disperse them elsewhere. So I guess to answer your question in short terms, I don't see myself as a big streamer, but I do see myself as a larger streamer than most, and I can help a lot of the small streamers a bit more in my own specific ways, whether it be advice or just kind of carrying all that weight in the community and swing them towards. But yeah, I guess that's right. Answer your question.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Definitely.
All right. Sorry, I don't know.
So we got a question
really
from
going with that.
Guava. We kind of answered this question before, but I want to know what
Yes.
Hacks and Snacks have to say about this. What
Yes.
do you do when you have a day where you're not motivated to stream, but you're supposed to? Hacks and Snacks. What do you
I'll be
guys
right
do? Cool, dude.
The first thing I would say is supposed to is not a good word to think of. I think once you start boxing yourself in and say you need or you should be doing something, that's where you can actually make yourself internally want to start rebelling and be like, no, don't make me do it. Obviously, you might have a schedule and it's good to stick to that. But we've definitely experienced that so far for sure, especially me. And it mostly happens when I'm really stressed and other crazy things are going on in my life. So I would say if you really need to take that night off, do it. And I hope that your viewers respect it. But obviously, you don't want that to happen a lot. So I would take a look at what's going on in your life. Did you all of a sudden like take on some new work? Are you doing a bunch of things for other people right now? Like where can you cut back? Where can you say no and give yourself more time to rest and relax? Maybe you're like working overtime at work and you're like, okay, do I have to do this? And maybe if you do, you just say, you know what? I don't feel very good right now, but I'm going to get some hot tea or like some caffeine and I'm going to sit down and stream. And usually once you get in it, hopefully then you start feeling better and you're like, oh yeah, I'm glad I actually just sat down and tried it. It also helps to have someone that you're casting with so that they're like, Ailita, like get your dinner and get in here right now. Like we're doing this. I'm usually glad when I actually sit down and stream, so I don't regret it. But yeah, if you really don't want to, I would say see if you can't take that night off. But if you can, I think sometimes it's worth pushing yourself to a limit and then see how you can change that in the future. I don't know what you would say.
almost without fail, when we were struggling, like, oh man, I'm really tired today. I got started work late. I work from home, so it's like I set my own hours, and sometimes I'm bad at setting my own hours. So it's like getting into like 6-7 o'clock at night and I'm still working. That feels bad. That feels bad, man. To 7 o'clock, stop working, and then live at 8, I've got time to get dinner and like set up stream, and that's pretty much it. So sometimes it's like, oh man, maybe we should cancel tonight, just take a relaxing night and then get back to it. But then we stream and we feel great about it. Like someone will come in and people start talking to us, and it's just like, yes, we remember why we're streaming. And the community really does help. Yeah.
For me, if I ever want to have a day where I don't want to stream but I'm scheduled, I'll usually go ahead with it, but I'll just have a chill stream, put chill stream into the title, and literally just not give a shite about anything. I'm just there to do some gaming and talk to some people, even if it's just me and a bunch of people having a conversation about random gaming stuff. And then usually when you put chill stream in your title and you're having a chill stream, it ends up being the best stream of the week, and then you end up super hyped and you end up super happy anyway. So it's just funny how that works. Chill stream always ends up being a non-chill stream at the end of the day. But you, Fuzzles, do you want to answer that?
Yeah, same. I was gonna say same thing as MC. However, my little spin on that is, if it's a health issue, don't stream.
Yeah.
If you feel like if you feel like it's a health issue, recover. All right, because Lord knows if you don't take that day to recover, you may feel the exact same tomorrow and the next day and the next day, and then it's just consecutive days non-streaming.
Very good point.
So take the time to recover.
Does Hacks and Snacks or Fuzzles MC have streamers that inspired them, or have a style they seek to emulate? What kind of style do you seek to emulate, Fuzzles, and any streamers that inspire you? We've had this question kind of, but let's put a little spin on it. Would you like to emulate anyone?
Yeah, so I actually emulate an entertainer. I've spoke about him a couple times. Dr. Disrespectful. I think he has the most hilarious character about him that he just downgrades everyone. He gives absolutely nobody respect. He puts himself on the biggest pedestal in the world, talking about how he gets nothing but gold medals and medallions and red carpets roll everywhere for him. And I just think that is the most hilarious attitude to have, as long as people understand that it's sarcasm.
Yeah.
It is just so funny to just listen to, even as a viewer. And I was like, I wish I could play around with that kind of. So I've been kind of taking little tidbits here and kind of playing with it and just seeing how my audience reacts if I were to do that, and see just how they react. No one so far is taking me seriously, which is fantastic, because I'm trying to play with that other side of extreme and meet it in the middle sometime in the future. You know what I mean? I can relax a little bit.
Two things about that. First of all, you should definitely put on your Halloween costume, your army one, and just wear that as your costume all the time. You are army Fuzzles from now on. No. That's your act. Second of all, Dr. Disrespect must be absolutely melting in that suit every single stream. Does he have 7 of them?
Have fans blowing out
dude. And the smell, I mean,
he does.
He must have 7 of them.
Black on black.
He's covered from head to toe in a suit, or in a special a suit prop or whatever. And
a wig.
And the big mustache in his face, and the camera right in front of his face as well. I mean, he definitely has 7 of those outfits, because there's no way he'll be able to wash them in time for the next stream. It's ridiculous. Oh God.
He uses his muscles in his face like all the time, and he get up and dance sometimes.
He's always like jawline. See this perfect jawline? I'm like, oh my gosh, dude! Like this guy, seriously.
His little twitch in his eyes, like like lick his lips or whatever. He's got like this entire personality.
His humor is so like it's like trailer American redneck trailer godlike humor. Like it's so funny. I don't know what it is, but he's one of those just shooter action 70s heroes that you see that always have a badge, even though they're
Dukes
not
of
cops.
Hazzard or whatever.
It's just hilarious. I don't know what it is about him.
He got famous by making some of the most famous maps on Call of Duty Modern Warfare. If you didn't know that, he was working with, was it Treyarch? No, Treyarch was the World at War. What was the Infinity Ward? He worked with Infinity Ward and created some of the most famous multiplayer maps in Call of Duty Modern Warfare. So that's how he made his name. You should definitely check out his old YouTube videos. They're hilarious. He's calling out people, and he's in his character, but it's like a young version of him, and he's like talking shite about people on YouTube. It's he can't do that here because you're not allowed to talk shite about other streamers on your stream. Yeah. But on YouTube, he's like talking about these other YouTubers. This guy's useless. I'm the best, and I'm gonna kick your ass.
Have you seen his gangster character before Dr. Disrespectful?
Gangster character? Oh my god!
You need to see that one. It is so good, and I'm so glad he went away from it because Dr. Disrespectful is fantastic. But oh my gosh, he has a gangster character.
Is it on YouTube or?
He did before. Yeah.
Okay.
I think you might find like some sort of history of him, but he's great.
I'll definitely have a look at that.
Anyways, I guess that's who I emulate as far as like having the entertainment aspect. No matter what game you play, you will maintain the community because of that entertainment that you provide to the viewership. And I mean, he's got great, like he's really skillful too at the games that he plays. That's also the other half why he's really good. He gets the viewership that he does because he's fantastic.
That is a very good answer. I'm just trying to find his old stuff. All I can see is his head on everything at the moment. What about you guys, Hacks and Snacks? Who do you try to emulate? Who do you look up to and everything like that?
I don't know if we have a particular channel or person that we're trying to emulate. We kind of try to get bits and pieces from a lot of people. Obviously, we see people, the way that they handle their chat, and we say we want to definitely do something like that. Like we want to pretty much read all of our chat as much as we can. Obviously, if we got
at least for now
to the point where it's scrolling, you're like, okay, I can't read everything. We want to interact with our chat as much as possible. So when we see people doing that, we get tips from them. Like we start looking at how they're handling situations, like someone. Like Fuzzles was saying earlier, like the person just posting all these words in here. Like I respected the way that you handled that, and just like how obviously I would purge it immediately because that wasn't family friendly. But something like that, where someone's just being rude and just like posting stuff, like how do people deal with those kind of situations? And we start getting ideas from them and emulating it, and not really a particular personality that we're trying to be. I know that for us, we just want to be ourselves, and we want to be as friendly and open as possible. So whenever we find streamers like that, just kind of see any tips we can take from them.
What about homework? You go first. Yeah. I'll talk later.
Yeah, I just want to keep it authentic to ourselves. I think we'd almost feel weird if we were trying to over emulate someone, but yeah, every single channel we've seen has influenced us in some little way, whether it's how we handle our chat or how we set up our stream. Like different dual casters that we've seen have given us ideas for our equipment and how we can split screens and stuff like that. So anywhere we see things, we take it all.
One bit of homework that you guys should do. I do it every now and then, and it's really let me see, it really opens your mind to the fact that you will take pride in your own stream, and is look for a stream that has nothing to do with what you want to be, whether it's a bad thing or a good thing. So this streamer might be really good at commentating, but not very good at looking at the chat, and you respect that they're really good at what they're doing, but that's not you. And or the opposite is someone who's really obnoxious or rude or completely against your values for streaming. And either way, when you come out of that stream, you'll be thinking to yourself, wow, first of all, you'll feel really good about your own way of doing things. But the second thing is you'll feel like there is room on Twitch for every different type of streamer. So one thing I often do, maybe once every 2 months, depends on when I'm in the mood for it, is pretty much look at a stream that is not anything like my stream and kind of either learn new things or get a kind of feeling for your own stream and feeling for what you're trying to do. The second thing you guys should do, and I think you probably did this already, watch streams together, definitely. And don't do it from a point of view to get entertainment. Do it from a point of view as learning together about streaming, because for example, Joanna, who's the head mod of this channel, we pop on a stream sometimes while we're on Skype, and we'll discuss the stream in a nice way, of course, and we'll say, oh man, this Fuzzles dude is so bad at streaming, we're never going to watch him again, let's go somewhere else, let's go to Dr. Disrespect instead, and we go there instead. But we watch them together and we learn about them together. He has the glasses and everything, all he needs is the mustache. But seriously, that is one thing that we always do, watch streams together, and it definitely helps you broaden your horizons when it comes to different types of streaming.
That's good advice. Thanks.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Do you ever do that, Fuzzles? Watch someone who's completely different from you, from your style.
Yeah, a lot of them. A lot of them. I go, I'm not going to do that.
I'm not going to do that.
That's a great thing not to do on my stream.
Yeah,
cool.
I'm going to learn not to do that. Yeah, exactly.
You know what blows my mind? And I understand they probably have a lot of experience and they know exactly what they're doing, or maybe they got a team behind them that is feeding them these links. But like streamers like Summit1G or Tim the Tatman, they bring up videos
on stream. Yeah.
On stream in front of 10,000 plus people, and they're reacting to these videos that people are posting through donations for them to react to live for the very first time. And I'm like, what are you doing? You're throwing, you can't do it. You know, like what if somebody throws like a quick little, you know, penis in there? Like you're gonna get your channel banned.
They got in trouble a couple of times, the two of them, for doing that. One of them,
blows my mind that they do this, and again, maybe it's the fact that like maybe their moderators have already looked over the links, and ensured that nothing was in them, but still, like I'm like, I would be so scared to just pull up random links live on stream on the screen so that everybody else can see and me at the same exact time for me to react for the first time. That is live streaming is not the place for that. Do that on YouTube. Or do it in a vodcast, guys.
Do it in a vodcast, like our vodcast.
Brought to you by today's podcast. We love you, Twitch.
So there is actually a problem recently where phishing links have been sent to these streamers, and instead of YouTube, it's like YouTube. So it's YO with the two dots on top, the German O, and it's literally they're trying to get Summits and Tim the Tatman's IPs and stuff, and it's so dangerous. I mean, I wouldn't click a link unless my mods checked it out, or if I had double checked that it was a proper link. These guys are just clicking on them, no problem, let's try it, and it's so dangerous for your PC and for all that type of stuff. So I agree with you completely on that one. The one person I would like to be like all the time is CoCarnage. He has a very interactive stream. However, he's very good at the games. I'm not so good at the game, so I have to do the entertaining side of things. And as he's always said himself, he's not much of an entertainer. He's just really good at video games and very good at community. So that's my idea.
I think he's very good at dissecting a game as he's playing it with his commentary.
It's crazy, isn't it, how he does that? And he can 100% a game in 3 sessions or whatever, where I'm thinking to myself, how did you do it so fast? It'd take me 3 weeks. Like to do that
through vodcasts, of course.
Through vodcasts. Yeah, he has a crazy stream. He makes scheduling at his level so easy as well. Obviously, he's
been doing it for a long time.
He's been doing it a long time, exactly.
Long time.
He'll click one more game in PlayerUnknown Battlefield, and when he's running out of time because he has this big scheduled meeting in like 20 minutes or whatever, and he'll just be on time for his meeting. It's hilarious how he does it, but he makes it look so easy.
You know, I will say that he's got a big team behind him, though.
Oh yeah, he has a big technical team.
He has he's got a sponsor team, a technical team. He's got a fleet of people behind him that he ensures is on there every day on time. You know, and
he pays them full-time wages, and he also has tech. Yeah. This is what he was saying on stream once. He has Tech Team 1, Tech Team 2, and Tech Team 3. And like Tech Team 1 is the bot team, and then Tech Team 2 is the overlay team, and Tech Team 3 is the backup team. And it's like you've 3 teams of people like that you pay wages to. Yeah, it's ridiculous, man. It's a mini business. It's crazy, and he has his own game coming out soon. It's crazy.
What?
Really?
Yeah, he got
I didn't
kickstarted.
hear
Is
that.
it,
That's
is
awesome.
it like a PewDiePie little app?
It's EverQuest kind of thing. It's like a MMORPG.
That's gonna be good.
And he got kickstarted a couple of months ago.
He didn't even need that, I bet.
He didn't even need it. Of course not. He's
got a full swinging
Yeah.
pendulum behind him. Like, hey guys, y'all should try this game. Okay, everyone just goes right into the game. You know what I mean? Like, you don't need that.
If you didn't know about that, you probably don't know about what's his name? Oh God, I can't believe I'm drawing a blank now. Sacriel's game that's coming out soon, or not soon, next year. It's PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, but even bigger and even better. Did you hear about that?
How can you say even better?
Well, what he's trying to do is, it's actually going to be like Arma 3, more than like a battle arena type of thing, and you're going to be able to go in without any desync. I think that's what it's called, isn't it? Where you go behind a wall and
What?
yeah, that's what they're trying to do. It's going to be crazy because there's
That
going to be
would
servers all over the
good.
world.
That'd be a great way to start an alpha game. Absolutely.
He's not going to release it in alpha. He's going to be one of the. He said he wants to be the first DayZ Arma 3 PlayerUnknown producer that releases a finished game. So I'm going to look him up. Actually, I'm going to look up how much money he's made so far. Kickstarter. I'm going to give you the name of the game as well. But yeah, he's going to release it. He's not actually going to put it into alpha. It's called Breaking Point.
Okay.
And let's see if he's made his goal. Okay, so he needs to make 400,000. He's only made 150,000, but that's before the Co-Carnages, the Ezekiels, all these guys come in with their money, the Lyrics, these guys. That's before they come in. So he's 1/4 of the way there, 11 days to go, 1,700 backers, and I'd say he'll make it.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you have all those big streamers with those massive communities, like all it takes is just the voice of just those few people to say, "Hey guys," to like 40,000 people. "Hey guys," or depending on if it's a podcast, "Hey 500,000 people."
There's actually a really cool feature in this as well. Any streamers who get involved will have their name as a partner with him in the game. So
that's nuts.
You like, for example, you have like Co-Carnage, Jack Frank, Studa, Bikeman, blah blah blah, all like as his partners, and when they're playing the game, he's going to support them playing the game. You should get in there, fellas. You play those type of games.
Which one?
It's like you play PlayerUnknown, you play DayZ. Yeah. If you get, you should get into this and become a partner with him.
I'm waiting for that email. You know, just send it my way, and I'll think about it. I'll think about it.
Interesting, Cringer. I didn't know that it was mid-show that he is jumping in. So he's pretty much their advertiser. Okay, interesting. I thought he was part of the original process. And yeah, Breaking Point was an Arma 3 mod. They're making it a standalone game now. So next question for you guys. Actually, before I ask this question, Fuzzles, do you have any questions from the chat you'd like to ask?
Have we answered Beard Force's question?
No, I think that's the most recent one I have saved as well, so go for it.
All right, Beard Forest. The Beard Forest asks, by the way, he's back, guys. What, if you're able to pick just one, is the best part of streaming for you? I'm going to let our special guests go first.
All right.
Snacks and snacks.
Well, we might have different answers for that, but I imagine it'll probably be the same.
Channel, I want one answer, okay?
Okay. All right. I'll let Aelita answer that one.
What? Me? All right, I'll go first. So I really like the actual act of streaming, being in streaming and chatting with people. It's really fun. I'm not sure how to explain why I enjoy that, but I do. And I think other people maybe can figure out why. And also, that's one thing. That's it. Oh, okay, listen.
No, continue.
I really like having a joint goal for Gleam and I. It's been really fun for us as like husband and wife to be a team and work on something together and like see it grow and see it move. And I like to achieve things and I like to see success, and I like to brainstorm creatively and think, how can we do this better? how can we get better? What could we do to have our chat have more fun? What could we do so that we're providing more entertainment value? That part of it, like planning and thinking about the stream, is actually really fun for me. And then actually doing the streaming is, of course, the funnest part.
Yeah. For me, it's basically, I mean, I agree with, I like all those things, but I guess in more of a succinct way, I enjoy that people are entertained. I enjoy the community that comes together and they enjoy our channel. That makes me, it just feels great to have people that want to show up and that they're entertained by.
Right. Just
Yeah, it's cool to think that
you sound like
people
a chef.
enjoy watching us.
You sound like a chef, you know? The best part about being a chef is people enjoy the food. People eat your food.
Yeah. Absolutely. It's a very rewarding feeling to know that people enjoy your art form.
Except in our restaurant, aka Twitch, we don't do well with criticism. We usually just ban it. We have to do like a feedback card. What didn't you like about the podcast? It wasn't live.
Leave us a little criticism and feedback, please, over on this website.
How did we do today?
You know, I actually knew when I first started streaming, that was the big thing actually that streamers were doing to their audience, was always like on a timer, like every 10 minutes, there'd be a link to like post criticism or feedback to the channel.
Yeah, that was
That
a
was a
thing
big
for a
thing.
while. Yeah, that was kind of like what's it called? Subscription trains back a few years ago as well. They kind of died out.
My thing is, I completely disagreed with that method. 110% disagreed with that. If you're not getting the feedback live for them, why are you live streaming?
Yeah. Why not do a vodcast?
Yeah, why not do a vodcast? Right?
And it's also kind of a constant reminder, like, hey, what are you disappointed with? Hey, why are you disappointed? Like, what don't you like?
No positive there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's the positive. People usually overlook the positive and just look at the negative, and that's it. Like, that's the one thing about our human brains. We don't like to bring in. We don't like to feel good about the positive stuff. We like to feel bad about the bad stuff.
America.
Fuck yeah. Vodcast fight for the win.
Yep.
Hidden level vodcast.
MC, what's the best part about streaming for you?
Just community, the banter, the different. Do you know what? One thing I love about the community of Twitch, and particularly our channel, just because I'm biased, is the amount of different topics you guys have. And I'm talking to the chat now. Every single day, like you could have the same 10 people in the chat room every single day, and they have completely different things to talk about than they did the day before, and most of it's rubbish and shite, but it's unique at least. VMC, just say Darwin. Like, I mean, you see the same faces every day, and that's great. That's what I love about this community. But there's so many different things to talk about. You never run out. Yeah. Yeah,
and the best part is, like, if they keep coming back, it clearly has to do with the amount that everybody's getting to know each other and communicating with each other, and they like each other too. So it's, you know, they're not just coming back for you, MC, because we all know you suck.
Exactly, it's the chat.
They're coming back for it.
They're coming back for each other, damn it.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, finally, I found a friend in somebody's stream. I guess I'll be here.
Yeah, why did it have to be here?
That's very cool to see.
I had actually really interesting email. Well, it was kind of more of a Twitter DM, but you know, we'll call it an email for professional reasons. From someone who said, "Thank you for letting me meet my partner," because
what
2 years ago, when they were hanging out in the chat, they met each other and they didn't know each other before that, and the girl was a streamer and the guy was just working with me in the channel, and we were like raiding her and stuff like that, and then she'd come over and interact in our channel, and they're still together 2 years later. It's awesome, and they met in this community.
What?
So yes, it's really cool.
That is so cool.
That is so cool. That's
my
awesome.
goodness.
So
A Twitch love story.
A Twitch love story.
It really is.
There's so many bloody
MC the matchmaker.
Yeah, exactly. We've had so many couples in this channel. You have no idea.
Brought to you by Vodcasts.
It can't happen to you, York, because then you won't be here anymore. Normally, when you meet someone, you just disappear. So we're gonna keep you. So we're not gonna let you do that. unless it's with Spooey. Right, so I've been dying to talk to you guys about DST, but I think I know what we could do here. Fuzzles, are you streaming tonight?
I am.
Did you even answer that question? What's your favorite part about streaming? No.
No.
Yeah. Maybe we'll go back.
Because
We
we all
don't
know
care.
it's about the money, right?
It's all about the money. Maybe we can
all
go
about
back
the
a little bit and you answer that question before we find out about your stream.
I just did. The money. That's
Money.
It.
Twitch
Yeah.
money. They paying you big
Yeah.
bucks.
Yeah.
Look,
Money. Donations.
he has the green thumb.
Yeah. And if you don't give me like at minimum $10 per stream, I have no respect for you.
That's why you have like your little bit cup out there. You're like a hobo. You're like, spare me some change.
I am panhandling. That is a fancy glass cup. Okay. All right. Nothing but the shiniest of coins go inside that thing.
the shiniest of boots. They're all clean. Right, that's his real answer, by the way,
golden
guys.
boots.
We're not gonna let.
That's not real answer. Let me
We're not
answer
gonna
this
let.
question. The best part about streaming it has already been covered by both you guys. It's definitely the building of the community. It's definitely the get to knowing of new faces and meeting new people and the positive impacts that you can provide in other people's lives. Like when somebody can come back and say, hey, thank you so much for doing what you do. You made my day that much better. You know what I mean? Like that's the biggest like warm and fuzzy, no pun intended, that I mean, I don't know. It's just awesome. It's just awesome. I love it.
We can't let you go yet, by the way, Fuzzles, because we have one major topic that we have to talk about that I completely.
Let's talk about that major topic.
I completely forgot what it is.
Sweet.
Can you guess what it is? Major topic only happens once a year.
I think I can. But I'm
E3.
gonna let you answer. Go ahead.
E3.
E3. So E3. Let's talk about that.
What are you looking
What's
forward
your
to
question?
the most? What are you hoping for
nothing.
the most?
I let E3 tell me.
Just speaking of vodcast, by the way, Lyric is vodcasting it with 72,000 people. And how is he allowed
What?
to? How is he allowed to do that? Like, he's literally broadcasting E3 on his own channel. Obviously,
I have 4 people that I follow right now. That
Doing
are
it?
also broadcasting that same exact stream.
Why am I not broadcasting? Why am I even here at this podcast when I should be at that
why aren't
podcast?
we all broadcasting E3 2017? Why aren't we all doing that?
72,000 people, man! Holy mother of God! Anyway,
Why? MC, my question is, why doesn't our overlay have E3 running in the very top left corner?
I know,
now?
right? We should. Well, I just get it. I mean, we have someone there. She's looking pretty good.
Dude.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, let's get it
Please.
open. EA.
Let's.
EA, boy.
Yeah. I'm single, ready to mingle with some E3 people.
Try saying that 10 times fast. Oh my God.
Single
man.
and ready to mingle with some E3 people.
So, Hacks and Snacks, what are you guys looking forward to on E3?
We haven't really followed E3, and like I know there's always a lot of rumors circling around, like what's going to be revealed by certain like companies producing studios and everything. I haven't really followed it a whole lot, so I know there was some talk about Bethesda Studios coming out with a new game.
Yeah,
like potentially in the Elder Scrolls line, but I that may have just been a wild rumor that someone wanted to be true.
Imagine if they
That's
did
pretty
that.
much. That's pretty much all I've heard.
I'm looking forward to seeing more
Bethesda.
from CD Projekt Red, I think it's called, and their new game, their steampunk game. But I don't know if there's going to be anything about that now because they recently got held to ransom by a bunch of thieves who stole their stole some coding for their game. They're the creators of Witcher 3, by the way, guys. If you haven't already heard of them, Polish company, technically indie, but they're gotten so big now they can't be classified as indie anymore. And yeah, I'm hoping to see more about their game. It's supposed to be amazing.
Define they've gotten so big. Like how big is big?
Like Witcher 3 big, as in Game of the Year, just multi-millions. They're pretty much the same size as a small like Take-Two Entertainment or something like that.
Let's talk about Terraria for a second. Terraria's not big. Over 20 million copies. That's not big.
We're talking about like
They're indie.
a 9.99 game versus a €60 game at the same amount of units sold, for example. So I do
True.
love Relogic, but they're not as big as CD Projekt Red. Let's just have a look at CD Projekt Red, see how much money they made. But I'm really sickened that they got, hacked like this, and that their new game is going to be leaked. So, oh god, let me look at the Wikipedia and see how many copies, or see how much. So this company is worth $500 million at the moment.
Damn.
And yeah, so they're an indie company that got $500 million, and that's why they're not really classified as, indie anymore. And then what is Relogic valued at the moment? They haven't released that information, unfortunately.
Nor will they.
No, I don't think they should either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got one other question before I get rolling because I got to skedaddle.
Yeah, you got to get over.
Medicaid asks, what is the best bot to use? Do you use more than one? And if so, why? And this was asked around the time that we were talking about advice to new streamers.
Ankbot, definitely from me.
Yeah.
Both of you guys use Ankbot?
We use
Yes.
Inkbot too. Yeah.
When we were first setting up, I was experimenting with Nightbot, and there's a couple other bots. There's one that's basically Inkbot, but a kind of a worse interface. I don't think it's updated as much. We looked into that one. Or I looked into that one, set it up, but we landed on Inkbot just because it's got so many features and it's got the most support behind it right now.
I love the support that he's giving to that bot, actually. It's really noble of him.
I'm very happy that he's getting the recognition that he is. Like, now he's getting recognized by big companies and actually being able to connect with so many different other programs. It's awesome that he's finally getting recognized for what he has done and what kind of impact that he's given streamers. Like, it's all
Nice.
literally convenience, and it's fantastic. Yeah, I agree. I use Inkbot as well. I used to use Nightbot for a long time, which is one of the most basic bots that you can ever have as a streamer, because it's literally just like, go to Nightbot and then just type where you like, just have them enter your channel and then just start regulating. You know what I mean? And it's very easy, very, 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 like, just very simple to have as a very beginning bot. But I think if you want to start doing some big things and start thinking outside the box, Inkbot will allow that. Inkbot will help with that hugely, if that's a word, hugely.
Yeah, I saw there's actually another bot coming out last 3 or 4 days. It was released. It's still in production. There's some things that aren't working 100% with it, but it's I think it came in the wake of RevloBot actually being discontinued.
Mm-hmm.
RevloBot is being discontinued. So one, Inkbot is like, hey, import your Revlo currency. They added that feature, so that's great. But also, I think we're going to see at least 1 or 2 bots pop up kind of trying to replace Revlo with an actual business model in place that they can actually make some money from it. Because, I mean, Revlo could have just thrown up a donation page and made money. I think they more or less they just wanted to be done with the project. Because just like Inkbot, it's community based. They allow donations and they meet their quota every so often, and they're good. They're funded. So
Yeah.
But Stream Elements, I think Stream Elements is the one that came out recently.
Stream Elements.
Might be good to check out.
Thanks for the name.
I actually got a Revlo shirt from last TwitchCon.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I got a shirt that says Revlo. And seeing it discontinue less than a year later is just nuts.
He seems like a nice
Hold on
guy.
to that shirt and sell it later.
That's
Right?
true. That's
It'll
true.
be worth millions
Of Revlo points.
millions of Revlo points of non-existent currency that really that nobody cares about anymore. But all right, guys, I actually have to get rolling. I've got 5 minutes till
Your vodcast.
my vodcast starts, and then I get to like kick my feet up and just relax the rest of the day and sip on a martini.
Are you going to vodcast yourself and you're going to watch yourself and pretend to be there, or are you going to vodcast E3?
I mean, I'll probably be talking the entire time, but then I'll just accidentally forget that I'm muted, so you guys won't be able to hear me anyway. So that's basically what's gonna happen.
Okay, bye. Can we get a shout out in the chat for puzzles, please? Thanks for hanging out, dude. Oh, we have to talk about schedule and all that. I suppose we can talk about that off stream. We will have another podcast in 2 weeks, but then we'll have a 4-week break from podcasts.
Finally, because I hate this podcast.
I hate this podcast.
I'm so glad these are vodcasts instead of podcasts now.
We could have a vodcast when I'm away.
There's no way we could wing this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
There's no way we could actually wing this.
We could pre-record this for the next one.
Yeah.
So yeah, we will have. There will be a podcast in 2 weeks, and then 2 weeks after that, there won't be one. So we'll be doing a 3-week break. But I'll give you the dates through Twitter.
Yeah. On a serious note, though, guys, Hacks Snacks, I love you guys. You guys are fantastic, and I hope you guys continue broadcasting here on Twitch. Thank you so much for being our special guest. It's been fantastic, and we'll definitely be making some more networks and doing some bigger things in the future.
Yeah, thanks so much for having us.
So much, yes.
Hope you have a good stream, vodcast. Hope have a good martini.
Yes, have fun.
Yeah, I might have 2. I might indulge.
But you have to have one for luck then if you have 2. You can't have 2.
I'm going to have one for hacks and one for snacks.
And then one for luck.
Just like 2 straws.
Yeah.
Sip it out both at the same time.
Yeah, you guys should do your hacks and snacks straws. your own material. Oh my god. Go on, Fuzzles, go to your fucking viewers. Go on.
Alright, guys, I'll catch you.
Get out of here.
See ya.
Much love and peace out.
See you later, dude.
Bye.
So, are you guys going to be the... Oh, it's not so bad. Oh, no. When he actually comes away, the screen's going to go completely down the middle. So, you'll both be in 2 different cam boxes. It's going to be hilarious.
This should be interesting.
Yeah. So, you just have to lean over a little bit. Actually, I was wondering if you'd be the first guest to hang up at the same time as Fuzzles, and there's just me sitting here. Yeah, you guys aren't supposed to be gone yet. Oh, God. It looks so weird. No. It looks like the 2 of you are like floating heads, so make sure you use that to your advantage. Floating heads, guys. Right, definitely want to geek out a little bit about Don't Starve Together. What is your best score on Don't Starve Together? What's your best day as a team?
Our best score? So how many days we've survived?
I can't remember the exact number.
We're in year 2 for the first time ever.
Nice, you did well.
Fall? No, we made it to winter. We made it to winter, so I don't know what day that is.
Winter's surprised us. We couldn't remember what day winter was going to be because we know winter is like day 21 or whatever it is in the first year, but second year we didn't know how to count when it was going to coming. We don't have the mod on that gives us like which seasons are coming up. Mm-hmm. So I was out like foraging for something, and my character got freezing cold. I was like, oh no, it's winter already, and we hadn't prepared really that much. Mm-hmm. But I think,
fine.
Yeah, I think now after coming through a year of the game, it's actually not easier necessarily because obviously there's different things happening that are harder and harder as they go along. But
you have your base camp set up.
You're not constantly fighting day to day to just have enough to eat.
Yeah,
that's true. And once you get past a certain point, you pretty much can't die in that game because you have so much set up. And then the game, it doesn't get boring, but you kind of more focus on your own base rather than actually doing stuff because you have so many supplies that you just want to make a good looking base then, if you get me. I think you guys have gotten further than us. Joanna, what was the best score we got in terms of days again in that game? I remember we got to second year anyway. I think we got to second year spring, so maybe slightly further. But do you guys use rollback at all, or have you gone without rollback?
We did one.
We did once when Alita accidentally set the base on fire with a torch. Yeah. She just right clicked instead of left clicked. And that was just
terrible. We felt so bad because it was the best we'd ever done. So we decided, we asked chat, like, will you guys be okay if we just roll that one back? And we didn't feel too bad about it. We just kept going.
That
was
crazy.
The worst mistake. in that game you can possibly make.
Yeah, I think we had something similar to that. I think it was on stream though, and one of the lads put his spider nest too near the base, and we got overrun by his spiders. And he was fine because they don't hurt him, but it killed the rest of us. It was hilarious and so sad at the same time. Yeah. So yeah, DST is definitely an amazing game stream wise. Have you been streaming it a lot, or as you said, because it's mentally taxing, you try to not do it every day?
Right now, it's equal with Terraria. So we normally do Saturdays and Mondays, Don't Starve, and then Wednesdays and Fridays. So
that's a very good system.
We streamed. We've been streaming Thursdays a lot of weeks. We're changing our schedule to be Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and sometimes Saturday.
Yeah.
So we have a little bit more time off that we can hopefully recharge and everything. So not really sure what that's going to look like now. Probably still Monday, Saturday. Don't Starve, but if we don't stream a Saturday, then it's going to lean more towards whatever games we play Wednesday, Friday.
Yeah, and when we add new games, of course, we'll have to relook at our system.
Yeah,
maybe split stream times or be playing less each week. I don't know.
That's true, and I completely agree with you guys. If I ever start up a new file on Don't Starve, I usually try my best to get a very small base setup, and then I just quit because you're like exhausted from that little bit of time that you spend playing the game, because it's so mentally you're so mentally focused on the game, and
the time does not stop.
No, definitely, it's a pain actually that you can't pause the game in a way.
Yes,
and
that would make it better.
Where do you normally put your base? Where do you put your base normally?
Well, it really depends on obviously the world generation.
Okay.
We usually run around for the first couple days to find a decent place. We like to be near Beefalo because they're a great resource. They have wool, they have poo, they have
meat,
and they fight for you.
And they
obviously,
fight hounds
and they fight for
the hound.
So it's perfect.
That's the biggest thing we need them for.
Yeah,
really.
so that's like a big deal. Being next to pigs is a great thing. We prefer Beefalo, I think, because obviously pigs are pretty weak when it comes to fighting, but they can help you with chopping wood, and obviously you need pig skin for like an umbrella and a football helmet, things like that. So it's great to have some pigs at least you can access within a couple ticks of the clock.
We like having rabbits near us for food source, and also there's one more thing.
Gold, stone,
stone.
basically we try to be as central to the resources as we can
at once.
We do get kind of greedy sometimes, and we feel really bad when we can't get more than like 2 or 3 of those things within a day's journey.
It's like 60 seconds. You ever played that game?
I haven't.
No.
You should definitely try it out. It's not a 2-player game, unfortunately, but you have to try and grab as many different things and put them into the bomb shelter before the alarm goes off. And it's very similar to DST. You kind of have in your mind a set score that you have to get. Like you have to get your Beefalo nearby. You have to get, like, it's all personal preference, of course. You have to get your moles or rabbits. Like for me, what I like to do is have 2 trees in the home base that you can hide under for rain, with 3 rabbit holes and at least 1 mole hole in that one square of the screen, so you can see it all. And then you have the savanna for the Beefalo at the bottom of the screen, but you're actually in the hallow yourself. It's like that's how inch perfect I have to have it, otherwise I'll just go somewhere else completely. It's hilarious how I have to have those things, and I am as greedy as you guys are when it comes to that.
Yeah.
Another thing we do is it really speeds us up, and I don't know if you guys do it. I collect the sticks, the stones, and say the sulfur or whatever it's called in that game, nitrate, and then Joanna goes and collects the grass, and she collects the carrots and berries. So we have our set items that we collect, and we skip the other person's items. Do you guys do that, or do you just grab?
Yeah.
Oh, you do that too?
So we started trying to stay together so we could stay alive and help, but that was actually hurting us.
It hurts you.
We realized the better thing is to go in different directions, explore more of the map at the same time, and then if he finds gold, and I'll be like, okay, I'm not going to get any gold. I'll say, okay, I found some rabbits or some grass or whatever. So yeah, we do kind of do that now. We've learned.
That is 100% the way we do it as well, because in Don't Starve 1, it was easier because you only need one of everything, and now all of a sudden you need two of everything.
Yep.
Yeah, so you can't be sticking together too much. What other games are you hoping to play on the stream at some stage?
That's kind of like a big question for us right now. We were talking about it earlier. Like Terraria has a real niche. Like there's so many people that want to watch compared to the number of streamers. And it's a fun game that we enjoy playing. It's a game people enjoy watching. There's so many things about it that just make it ripe for growth. And we want to find another game. Like, we're not burned out on Terraria per se, but we definitely want to branch out so that we're not, I guess, stuck there. Obviously you're going to have some viewership drop off when you change games completely. Be just like, okay, no more Terraria for a while, and you change games, you're going to have all the people that still want to watch Terraria. They're not going to watch your channel anymore. If they're there for that game. But so we're trying to find a game that we can enjoy for ourselves, that's going to have potential for growth. And it is kind of a challenge right now. We've looked at...
Yeah, we're open to game suggestions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just looking through the listings there, and there's not many games that are two-player that suit your style of PG. So I would say one of the best games for you guys to play would definitely be The Sims 4, if you're interested, and have a character each, and if it's possible, I think it's possible, have them in the same world, but they don't meet up all the time, so they're not living together, and that way you could have like moments where you actually do let your characters meet up and go out for food or whatever. And that's in the Sims 4 community is perfect for your style, because it's really Terraria-esque. It has regular people that come in and say, wow, I like what you're doing, it's different from other streamers. So yeah, definitely Sims 4 would be a potential one. I'm sure the chat will give you some ideas as well. But yeah,
we've gotten a number of people suggesting Oxygen Not Included, made by Clay, the same company, Don't Starve. It sounds like another one of those mentally taxing, stressful games where you're you have to be up for it. You have to have the energy.
You can't just chill.
Time's running. Time's of the essence. You've got to beat time, or it's gonna break down. So
the one thing about Oxygen Not Included is it's not ready yet, in my opinion, for long-term streaming, because there's not enough resources in the game, in my opinion. And what I mean by that is, if you need a particular ingredient to power all of your food machines and all of your electricity machines, there's not enough of that in the world to mine or to find yet, unless they changed it in the last couple of weeks. And that was the one thing that put me off it. There is a point where you'll run out of resources in that game. It doesn't regenerate, and there's not enough of them. So it's interesting.
That's a very stressful aspect of a game.
Yeah.
Like Don't Starve is... There's some things that aren't renewable, if I'm correct, and
like
that stresses me out. That stresses me out beyond all get out.
That's why you should never have never pick carrots on the first year or whatever, unless you're moving away from that area completely. And that's why you should always leave butterflies and bees alive in an area to create more flowers. Otherwise, you'll run out of flowers, and you need flowers like on year 2 or whatever. So that is pretty much it, guys. Fuzzles is now ready. It took him long enough to get his martinis ready, so we're going to be going over to him. However, before we go, can you tell the chat where they can find you, and can we get some shout outs in the chat for Hacks and Snacks, please? Who would like to go?
Sure, I can go.
Go.
Where we can find us.
Yeah.
You can find us on Twitch. You can find us on Twitter.
Yes.
And
what's your Twitter?
That's pretty much our main social platform.
It's Hacks and Snacks.
They're
Exactly.
both Hacks and Snacks.
Yes.
And we are live.
Planning on branching out with more social media, but we haven't yet.
Okay.
So you will find us under that name in other places as well. We already have the name reserved, just no content.
Okay. So YouTube as well in the future, hopefully.
Eventually, yes.
Hopefully, yes.
We'll see. And then we're live Monday, Wednesday, Friday, sometimes Saturday. Our schedule and all our information is below our stream as well.
And you've been affiliated already, have you?
Yes,
Yes.
we have.
Good. It's awesome. That's awesome. I'm glad that Twitch brought that out for people because it's very important for you guys to be able to get bits. There's absolutely no reason why people who weren't partnered were not allowed to get bits in the first place, and or have a secure way of getting donations, because most streams can actually take their donation button away from their channel now and have a very secure way of getting money in terms of donations.
Yeah.
Guys, that's it from all of us. It's time to go and raid our boy Fuzz Bigfoot. What I'm going to do is I'm going to post his link in this chat. What I want you to do is I want you to wait until I say Unleash the Flood in his channel. Then I want you to post this message if you're not a sub in this channel. And if you're a sub in this channel or Fuzz's channel, I want you to post this message in that person's chat. Raid, thank you very much for the sub as well, my dude. Raid Dirk, light up the chat for Raid, please. And he can use those emotes over there. Awesome. Hacks and Snacks, I think you're the first guest we've ever had on that on the same day as the podcast hit the resub buttons. Thanks for the resub. You're my first people ever that I can say thanks to live.
Awesome. I think it may have been because we were talking about the podcast like exactly a month ago, maybe. I can't remember. But
I think that was it. I know we're only 5 hours apart, but our time zones are not very nice, unfortunately, when it comes to streaming. Yeah. Is that because you guys stream late at night for you guys, or?
We do.
We do stream a bit
okay.
late.
Okay, because even Fuzzles, who's PST, is usually live around 11 o'clock my time, 11 at night, and pretty much you guys I never get to see live.
He streams earlier than us.
He streams earlier?
Yeah, we normally do 7 or 8 Eastern.
Wow.
He usually starts before we do.
Yeah, so that's like 12 o'clock for me, so I'm hopefully sleeping, getting ready for the next stream. Why am I so fast, says Joetta. Oi, you're slow. Now, let's get the flood ready.
Thanks so much for having us.
Yeah,
enjoyed it.
You're more than welcome, guys. Thank you very much for being here. And as Fuzzles has already said, you guys have an amazing stream. I love the chirpiness of the stream, the energy, and I love the uniqueness of what you guys do with the two of you on the same camera and what you have planned, where you're going to show both people on the stream rather than just the one Terraria screen with the multiplayer on it. So get in there, boys. Unleash the flood. Boom. There we go. Hey, he had it ready as well. Feckers.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it for us, guys. Thank you very much for hanging out with us today, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.